speaking of Gabrielle and you, let's go to D Wade.
Yeah.
Let's go to D Wade. D Wade has not for nothing been the topic of social media conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna light my joint to this one. Go ahead.
A lot of people. So D Wade's son, what was his?
Zaya.
Well, his daughter now. That's what she chooses to be called.
His birth name was Zion.
Zion, and now he's transitioning into a young lady.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, I don't know, my demo was upset with the shit. You know what I'm saying? They was like this some bullshit, nigga. Like, what the fuck? Oh,
you just talking about, like, people you know?
Yeah, people I know. They was like, but a couple of the people that I know that are part of the LGBTQ situation.
They felt that way, too?
They were for it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Which got my gears turning. Okay. Yeah. So, but before we get into that part of it, when you first heard of the situation, was you taken aback a little bit? Was you like, the fuck? Or you didn't care? As a father.
Okay, the way I heard about it was I seen Boosie clip first.
So you ain't seen none of
that shit. Well, I seen the initial interview when he was when they had showed the clip. Yeah.
Okay.
When they showed his son talking about it.
I didn't watch it.
When they showed him like on a golf cart and he was explaining to like how he felt like he was hiding himself and he didn't.
Yeah.
I seen that whole little part and they showed that on Ellen and then he talked about him being a hero and a leader to their family. I seen that part. But then I didn't see it was something they said that D Wade put out after that talking about the sex change or shit like that. And then I seen Boosie shit, but I ain't see D Wade shit. I just seen Boosie shit at that point. This was like maybe 2 weeks after that first initial interview. So when I seen Boosie shit, I'm like, that nigga talking about cutting his son dick off like now? Yeah. So I thought it was a whole new thing. So I went and looked at what he said. He didn't say nothing about that, but I don't even know if that's legal to change your son's sex at that age. So like I started thinking of logistics. Like I think he probably like, how can I say it? He kind of like looking at it as okay, this is something he acknowledging it, but he want to see if he get older and still feel like that.
Right.
But he don't want to be like a shitty person and be like, hey, I don't fuck with that gay shit. You know what I'm saying? He just like, okay, I'm gonna let him do him and see where this go.
Right.
But I didn't look at him like a bad father.
Okay.
I just looked at it as a dude trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? It might not have been necessarily the way I would have done it.
Right.
But I see a nigga trying to like try with his son.
He's trying to be a support father.
It could be totally different.
Right.
We've seen that happen a lot. So
I've always said as a father that I would support my children no matter what they do.
Yeah.
And I'm keeping that same energy. Mm-hmm. Okay? So I don't have an issue with D Wade supporting his daughter if that's the correct terminology at the moment. Boosie, when I saw Boosie's live, first thing I noticed is, okay, he work out at Planet Fitness like me. Mm-hmm. Like, shouts out to that. $20. But
rich niggas like deals too.
But I'm like, why the fuck is he at the gym and then they got a whole gym at the? But that's he might have been out of town.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So the Boosie had that. I felt like Boosie said a lot of jokingly shit, but I felt like in that moment he was real authentic.
Okay.
And by him having so many children, and as far as we know, he tries to be the best father he can be due to his situation. I felt him as a dad, like really like, nigga, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the first time I ever heard the whole cutting off of the penis.
Yeah, me too.
So I was like, what the fuck? Like, damn, this shit that deep. I just thought it was like, all right, let's transition. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be a girl now. And then the older you get, then we'll get to that next level.
Yeah. That's why I took it as that too. That's why I said I didn't never think about it. And I started thinking about the logistics. Like, can you do that?
I don't fucking know. But the second thing I saw people talking, I saw people having really, really heated conversations. It was people siding like, no, that shit wrong. He only 12. Nigga, not all this shit wrong. Then I saw people saying he want to be his true self, and he know what the fuck he want. So that led me way back to R. Kelly. Okay? So this is a 12-year-old child, and you want us to be supportive of his decision to change his gender.
Gender, yeah.
And he's 12. Or she's 12, and you want us to support that, they can make that decision. But one of the main things that they talked about in R. Kelly was that these 16, 15-year-old girls wasn't old enough or mentally mature enough to determine if they wanted to fuck somebody or not.
Yeah.
And that's a direct contradiction. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And after that, I started seeing people saying free R. Kelly then. But I think R. Kelly's, it looks more monstrous.
Yeah, because it was predatory.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just how he, like, just the pulling up at McDonald's.
He was doing slime ball shit, but it's niggas that we know that's from another generation that used to do that. They used to be their thing is fucking young girls.
Fucking young girls.
So he's not like a person that's like different than a lot of people. He just did it kind of publicly.
It was predatory.
Yeah.
Like, let's go get her.
McDonald's. Place.
Yeah. But that was one of the things that I was really taken aback by. Because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, bro, like, I can't support that. I can't support him and then condemn R. Kelly.
Yeah.
So mentally, that's a direct contradiction.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying what R. Kelly did was okay. I'm strictly on the girls who made those decisions to do that or to put themselves in that situation. And my wife, like I said,
it's a little different only because
tell me because that's what I want. I want somebody to make me or to give me a different viewpoint.
That's why, like with the R. Kelly shit, I went back and forth because not only with the kids, it was parents involved in this shit,
right?
And they were kind of like pushing their kid there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like the kids in that situation was getting taken advantage of on both ends. Okay. They was getting taken advantage of by R. Kelly, and then their parents was taking advantage of them by being a meal ticket. Right. So I feel like in that moment, a kid might can see one predator coming, but they couldn't see two. You get what I'm saying? So in that moment, I feel like those kids are a little more like, because with D-Wade's situation, I don't think that his son is able, because somebody said something that made me think. At 12 years old, you don't even be wanting to leave your kid at home alone to do you don't trust them enough. Right. So to take their judgment and to be end all be all, it's kind of like nuts. Yeah. As a parent, but then you look at it like with his son. That's why I say I'm torn with it, because like you can be like, nah, nigga, that ain't what it is. You figure that shit out. If you like this shit when you grown, then you can do that. But at this point, it is what it is, my nigga. You a boy. So I feel like the kids now are way more sensitive than kids like us was. Right. Like a kid that's what our childhood was. If you was a gay nigga, your parents was like, nigga, go on with that shit, bro. Like, nah, it ain't that.
They wasn't embracing it.
It wasn't embracing it. So the kid can push it down and then go on as an adult and then manifest it in weird ways or whatever the case is. But now I feel like these kids are more prone to suicide and shit like that. So you kind of had to be a little bit more tactful with the way you approach shit. That's why I understand D-Wade, because like as far as like he could go the other way and be like, nah, nigga, we hoopers and shit, nigga. We we got a standard to uphold. If you ain't doing that, then you ain't a part of the family. Mm-hmm. And at that moment, that could drive that kid into that. And then when that happened, he a whole different parent at that point. Mm-hmm. You lost the child because of your pride. You get what I'm saying?
See, I look at it business standpoint wise. D-Wade, is a successful athlete.
Yeah. And he borderlines the metrosexual shit with the clothes and shit.
Yeah. He's a successful athlete who has a successful counterpart. Yeah. Being his wife. Mm-hmm. They are just they just a successful black couple. Mm-hmm. And they are media fucks with them. Yeah. They follow them, they write stories. Like if he do something or say something, they own it.
So he can't speak disparagingly against
so he can't be like, hell no, it would look bad on his image.
Yeah. He said he felt like that originally.
In this climate.
Yeah.
But yeah, he could say I felt like that originally, and then you come back and clean it up.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? But if he would have had the same sentiment as Boosie, they will be tearing his ass up. The LGBTQ community will be on his ass.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel what I'm saying? Which is that's what I was conveying. Like, they will be on his ass for that shit, right? But this is a 12-year-old child.
Yeah.
You don't know what you want to do.
Yeah.
It's how I feel. I can't remember at 12 years old what I wanted to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember, nigga, what was my favorite food at that moment. So at 12 years old, you're the most indecisive. Hell, throughout your teenage years, you're indecisive. You don't know what the fuck you want.
So how would you go about that situation if you was D-Wade?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I'm just a product of my environment. Man, get the fuck on, nigga. When you turn a certain age, if you still feel the same, then we'll do what we got to do.
So what if he told you he wanted to wear girl clothes and shit? It's a no?
No, nope. Because I'm and that's the thing we got away from. Mm-hmm. I am not bargaining with my children. Mm-hmm. I'm not bargaining with my kids. I am the adult. I made you. You do what the fuck I say when I say it, how I say it. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck about how you feel. My objective is to get you to a point in your life where you can do this shit on your own.
Yeah.
That's my objective. And as long as that's the sentiment, and as long as you under my roof, that's the problem. Like, everybody, like, my kids don't have no options. They not, nigga, I give you this is what you doing.
Yeah.
The fuck you mean?
But
that's like asking your kid, you want to study? All right, you ain't got to. You want to go to school? No, bitch, get your ass up and go to school.
Yeah.
You better go study, read a book.
But I'm saying a lot of people don't parent like that now, and that's the difference. We come from a background of our parents being like, we looking at the flaws that they did, and we seen what helped with us.
Right.
It kept us out of jail. It kept us out of on a straight and narrow to a certain point.
Right.
It gave us that when we in something, we got that inkling in the back of our mind. We know we ain't supposed to be doing certain shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It gave us that conscience. So I understand what you're saying with that, but like, I don't feel like that these kids they more way
that man kids. I've always tell you every time we had this conversation.
Yeah.
This is not an epidemic. I break everything down into an isolated event. Yeah. I would never discourage or talk bad about how that man raised his kids. If that's what the fuck he want to do in his household,
it works,
nigga, you pay the $200 million bill over there. I don't.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. But I'm not fucking with that shit when it come to my kids.
Yeah, me neither.
You do what the fuck I say. If I say you ain't wearing no motherfucking dresses, you ain't wearing no motherfucking dresses. The same sentiment if I bought you some new shoes and I tell you not to wear them bitches outside, wear them outside, see what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Don't play with me. I come from that. And I feel like a lot of it, because he is a publicized individual, even he from Chicago. He older than us. I'm pretty sure that's how his family dynamic was.
But I'm trying to tell you though, this is a different type of parent.
No, this is a different type of career choice.
No,
because he's a publicized individual.
Not even that. He's not there all the time.
Now he is. How he not?
No, I'm saying this is like in the last 2 years. He said he knew his son was gay since he was 3. This is what he said.
How? Bro, if we gonna go there today, fuck it. Let's just go there.
Yeah.
Cause that's some bullshit, bro. I just had this conversation.
Yeah.
And we've had that conversation, bro.
Yeah.
And we jumping out the window, nigga. You cannot be born gay, bro. You cannot. We already have an attraction to the same sex. And I use the word attraction because that word is usually deemed as in a sexual manner. Yeah. It's an attraction, period. If you gotta see the point, you ain't about to get on that ride. You about to get on that attraction.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? That's how it's a word. That's why you my mans, nigga. We are attracted to each other in a certain way. What makes it gay, what makes it gay is the sex part. You dig what I'm saying? At 3 years old, you don't even know what sex is. So how the fuck are you saying that somebody gay? At 3 years old.
But
homosexuality is a choice.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it don't necessarily mean that. Like the word homosexual. I mean, gay don't mean sexually. It just mean like what they're attracted to. You get what I'm saying? It don't mean that it's like gay.
You're attracted to the same sex.
Yeah, it's not like it's not just like it don't have to be sexually. It could be attracted.
So everybody gay then.
That's what the original word gay is like.
So everybody
it's
gay.
Happy. Yeah.
It's happy.
They just use that.
But
repurpose the word.
But we understand what they did. So let's just go with the fact that in today's times, to be called gay means that you are sexually attracted to somebody of the same sex. That's not the Webster's version. Probably not. I don't know. I ain't looked at it.
No, because I feel like when they talk about like kids like my man's, like the D-Wade's son.
Yeah.
He's 12. He might not sexually be attracted to dudes, but he might be attracted to stuff that like he got an older brother. So he see his brother fucking with hoes and doing all this stuff. He not interested in none of that. Right. So he probably know just from looking at the shit that he don't like.
Right.
And so maybe that's where he getting it from.
I do feel like at that age, like, you know, when you like, cause we start taking interest in girls early. You know what I mean? It wasn't 3. Well, not necessarily, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that you, like, your first kiss probably is around the age of 9 or 10.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So let's say at the age of 9 is when you start taking an interest in a person. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I like this person. That is a choice. You dig what I'm saying? That is a choice. You weren't born that way. You chose to like that person.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but what if somebody choose
to do what?
What if they choose where's the rationale if they choose a person of the same sex? Like it's directly going against the grain, but like they have to follow through. If they really don't like that, it's not gonna work.
Right. And you got a lot of people who dibble and dabble.
I'm saying, so explain to me, why do they like that?
Why do they like
the same sex if it's not something that comes from them? Like, where is that coming from? If they haven't been sexually, like, I'm not talking about the ones.
What gets it to the point where you're going to have sex with somebody?
No. I'm asking, like, for a person to say that they're gay means they have to have some type of attraction, or to make people think that of the same sex.
Right.
So if the kid is saying that he like boys and he don't like girls, what makes him not like girls? Like, why?
I think it's a couple components. It could be environmental.
Because you can just be saying, "Oh, I'm doing it just to go against the grain," like, oh, but then you still got to kiss niggas and have sex with them eventually. So if you don't really like that, then you can't execute that the way it's supposed to. You get what I'm saying? So what how do you explain that?
It's the same way as loving somebody. Like, some people you just love. You can't really explain it. Like, to really love somebody.
So what do they supposed to do with that is what I'm saying. So wouldn't that be gay?
Yeah. That's what they like. That's what they chose.
Yeah, it's probably like they exhausted all the options. They went and they was trying to probably like what they were supposed to like, and they just didn't.
I think environmental. Like, in that regards, because you so traditionally, you know, you see a man and a woman. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Together, like traditionally, you know what I'm saying? And then so you choose to do that, and then you're not really feeling it, and then you choose to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, at no point I feel like that being a homosexual is wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's what you like.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? It's what you like. But I'm not finna go and say that you were born that way.
That way.
You feel what I'm saying? And I always say you gotta
be basically just figure out what you like early.
Because I'm careful on what doors that I leave open.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because if a person is born attracted to the same sex, right, then you have to listen to a pedophile who said that they were born attracted to kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be careful with that shit. And I know people going to be like, oh, that's different. It's not. It's the same. And they got a whole fucking movement out there that is predicated to the fact that they were born attracted to people younger than them.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful with what doors you open. And back to my sentiment of a 12-year-old supporting a 12-year-old's transition to a different sex, then I have to listen to the girls who 15 that want to fuck a nigga who 30. You dig what I'm saying? Because if that's what she want to do, I have to consider that. If I believe this 12-year-old boy know what he want, I got to believe that 15-year-old girl know what she want to.
It's one, but the only difference is you can't. It's hard to put those two against each other.
And I'm not talking about R. Kelly anymore.
I know. I'm just saying one is illegal and one is not.
But we don't. No. We don't know if it's illegal or not.
No,
we don't know if it's illegal to cut his dick off at 12.
No, I'm not saying at 12, but I'm saying a sex change is not something that's like it's not illegal. Having sex with a 14-year-old.
The craziest shit is it's not like rape. Statutory rape is illegal, but it varies in it's different variations of it.
Yeah, it is.
It's a state by state thing. That lets me know that some people really think differently about the shit. You dig what I'm saying? In some states, you can be 16 and fuck somebody that's grown. In some states, you could be 15 and fuck somebody that's grown.
Nah, but it's
so that lets, but what that does lets, because if it was just, if
it's
they said,
because when you 15, you have to have, it has to be like 19. It can't be like no 35
because you can, it's parental consent. You got to have parental consent in a lot of them cases. You got to have parental consent. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but that's a parent trusting that their child is mentally strong enough to make that decision. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got to be careful on what doors you allow open, because you cannot say that a person who was born I'm born attracted to the same sex, and then say a person who was born attracted to somebody younger than them is not. Yeah. You can't. You can't it's wrong. Even though I feel like both of that shit is not good. Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like homosexual, but I have to consider that.
I get what you're saying.
You have to consider it.
I get what you're saying as far as
now.
That.
Would it go over well?
Yeah, I just don't like
not.
I just don't like the comparison. But I get the sentiment. I get the sentiment.
It's a sexual preference.
Not.
It is. That is a sexual preference, and that's what them goofy motherfuckers with their little movement.
I'm not talking about how the dudes feel. I'm talking about the kids and the fact that as one is illegal as far as like.
We get what we talked about. We in a generation where it's a lot of soft ass parents, and parents are not raising their kids. They letting the world raise their kids. Yeah. I'm not that nigga. You do what the fuck I say, when the fuck I say it. Yeah. I love you enough to know that I'm not gonna lead you down the wrong path.
Yeah. And when they get older, and if they decide to do that,
if that's what you want to do, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I feel like, because when I initially heard it, I mean, 12 is a young age to know. Because like I told you, I heard that sentiment, like, I don't even let my kids stay at home by herself, nigga. Yeah. Like,
or even Boosie say, nigga, they don't even know what they want to eat for dinner. Yeah. Kids are indecisive. They don't know what they want. Yeah. It changes every fucking day.
Yeah, I just feel like it's young. Yeah, it's young.
It's too young.
But that's why I'm saying, like, I understand that.
You can't argue it, bro. It's nothing.
I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing what do you supposed to do in that situation as far as like, if you have a kid that's prone to, like, if they already been telling you that they've been depressed and all that shit. Right. How do you approach that as a parent?
Therapy.
Yeah, but the therapist, I think the therapist is gonna make it worse, because they're gonna be telling them, like, you have to be your true self.
And you can, and if you want to, in that regard, if you want to dress a certain way, it's ways to go about it.
To be like androgynous without being
it's a lot of ways to go about it. But I also feel like the mind is so weak. Like
that you can trick yourself
into thinking that you're something when you're not. Yeah. Like I remember, bro, like going like even like, and it's probably some of the most disgusting shit. But back in the day, like, you know, it was guys with femininity in the hood. Yeah. And we would call them gay. Yeah. Every fucking day. Mm-hmm. And they probably not gay. They just got a lot of feminine ways. Yeah. Because they either grew up around a lot of girls or they single mom. It's a lot of reasons to have those femininities. I used to work for a nigga that was the most feminine nigga in the world, but he loved women. Mm-hmm. He was a womanizer. I think that's the
kind of like telltale sign.
Yeah, you know, but he wasn't gay. He just like
he overly compensated with women.
Yeah, he was. So that's the other side of it. But then I also have had people that probably wasn't gay, but we call gay, and then at some point in time they just decided that's what the fuck they is. We convinced them that that's what the fuck they are.
Thinking about it now, all the kids that they used to call gay that I know is gay now.
Yeah, but you remember, and I remember one in particular, right?
Yeah, I know two in particular.
But that one in particular liked the girl. You remember that?
Both of them did.
So, but because people, you're this, you're that, you're that, you're that. You feel what I'm saying? You start to believe it. Yeah. And that's fucked up, but that's how the mind works. That's just like if you call a motherfucker a liar every day of their life, that's how they're gonna end up being a fucking liar.
I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, you have to actually carry out the act. So if you really don't like it's gonna show.
It manifests itself into a believable thing.
You think so?
Yes, I believe that.
I mean, I believe the mind is that powerful, but yes. I don't believe the body will respond in that way all the time. I feel like it'll start creeping out if you don't like it.
You either gonna turn into that, or the other side of it is you're gonna overly indulge and not be a liar. You're gonna be so truthful.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's the flip side to that coin. It's never gonna be balanced.
Yeah.
So a guy who's not gay but has been called gay, he's gonna turn into a womanizer.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? To overly compensate for everybody calling him.
Yeah, make sure
gay.
nobody even think that.
Not even think it.
Yeah.
And then the other side of it is a guy who's gay, you call him gay, he just turned out, and then he said, fuck it, I'm gonna be gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like I said, it's not like my biggest gripe with all of that shit, bro, is and being like by D Wade's son, like, so you get a lot of people that's 12-year-old for him. We live in a day and age where, like I said, parents are not raising their kids, they're letting the world raise their kids. Right? So if he would have directly said, no, fuck that, and would have got crucified for it, what's going to say when your 12-year-old daughter decide that she want to be on some shit? You feel what I'm saying? And not even necessarily that. She might want to shake her ass for cash at 12. And we're going to have to respect that, right? Because she 12. She know what she want. You don't know what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the dangerous part of it.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't disagree with you at all. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's right there. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I just don't know how to approach talking to some of this more sensitive kids. You get what I'm saying? Because like I told you, they not raised like how we was raised.
Exactly. So that's why I'm at the point, bro, where I only can affect the people that's around me.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, we gonna raise our kids to be strong and know what they want to do as an adult. But what can we do for the people that didn't raise their kids like that?
Can't.
I mean, what are they? Not what can we do? What are they supposed to do? Like, we can't get really mad at how they do the shit like that because they in uncharted territory. You get what I'm saying? And between a rock and a hard place.
I don't think it's anything you can do. All you can do is raise your children the way you want to raise them.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, for a family, like for a father who have, like, where he's fly in, fly out, fly in, fly out.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
How do you approach that type of thing with your son where you, like, you
Not
might
really
have,
there.
Yeah, you might have seen the signs before, but you didn't get a chance to really put your hand on it. And you kind of feel guilty because at this point, like, if I shun this nigga and me and him ain't really got no relationship, he gonna go into hiding. Yeah. And I ain't gonna never know nothing. Mm-hmm. So you got to kind of coddle the situation. So that's why I said he in a rock and a hard place. To play this shit out publicly was the biggest mistake.
The biggest mistake
that could have ever happened.
The biggest mistake.
Because it's like I said, it's a tough decision to make alone in your head. Now you making it alone with everybody else.
Now you got the world watching you to see what you gonna do.
You know what I'm saying? So
and because of that and your status, it's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Because you have to make a statement. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying, to the public when it's not even about that. Mm-hmm. It's about making a statement to your kid that I'm gonna support you, but it don't have to be out. Like, yeah, I think it was just it's a hard position to be in.
It's one of them, like I said, bro, it's one of them conversations that I've had. Like, I'm like, I feel how I feel about homosexuality, but I have homosexual friends. Yeah. And I've had that same conversation with them. And I love them to pieces. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? But my thoughts on it is my thoughts on it. And that's how I feel. Yeah. And there's nothing you can do to prove me otherwise.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, like I said, we have to let kids be kids. And then when they come into all that shit, because that's like adult territory as far as like figuring out what you want to be and all, like what's the next steps for your life. So, like I said, he get 18 and he decided he wanted to go for Magic Johnson's son, then that's what he do. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie though, it gotta be kind of hard for masculine niggas like basketball players to see their son go through that. I think it hits towards their pride a little bit more so than anything.
See, that's the one thing that I would disagree with you with.
And he might, and then by him having a son, go ahead.
I disagree with the masculine word. That because don't get me wrong, I know like they men.
D Wade and Magic might be two bad cases.
But basketball is a sport that regards you have to have a lot of finesse to play that game. Yeah. And finesse is a feminine quality in a sense, like the woman's touch. We rough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just to say the word like masculine guys, like I don't know if they that.
Not all, no, but certain players, like a nigga like Ron Artest.
Definitely.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, for it's like certain people you you can
and you can tell because he didn't play like a feminine nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
He wasn't even good at laying up for real. You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like players that play it at a high elite level and got that dog in them, I know it kind of be hitting towards not masculinity, but like they ego. Like, damn, I wanted my son to be a dog like me, and he opposite of a dog. You get what I'm saying? And it can cause, by him having an older son, it can cause for him to maybe gravitate towards him more. And so he probably overcompensating because he know he really don't be fucking with his younger son like that. You get what I'm saying? So he feel like I got to put my arms around him to make him feel.
I did see that his mom said
she don't acknowledge that shit.
She don't acknowledge that shit.
Yeah.
And like I said again, like it was like weird for her to publicly say that.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like, I get it, like it's your son, you D-Wade's baby moms, so you're just as public as him.
Yeah.
If you do some goofy shit, D-Wade baby mama shows pussy on the carpet. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're gonna like publicize it.
But they don't have a good pass.
But you don't have to be public.
But that's what
most of y'all fucking up at.
Yeah.
If you want to raise your kids a certain way, if you want to fucking blow your tax money on something that might be stupid, just because it's tax season, we know how niggas get. Don't do it publicly and you will not get the backlash.
But if you don't fuck with somebody, you got an estranged relationship with them, that's the perfect time to shit on them.
But she didn't shit on him. She kind of shitted on herself. The fact that she's not acknowledging that shit.
No, I'm saying to
all the
people,
LGBTQ, like, bitch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
she ain't subscribing to them. She care about, like, you know what I'm saying?
Her son.
Yeah, but and another thing
so
too.
when we speak of Zaya and Dwayne Wade, that's his daughter and that's her son.
Yeah.
That's the most confusing shit in the world.
I don't like the fact that you can't really take what a baby mama say, especially when they had a public fallout. Like they had a battle for their kids, and he won. You get what I'm saying? So it's like what she say in the moment, she could just be doing this shit just to go against him because she know it's gonna, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know.
Add fuel to the fire.
If the kids have a relationship with her.
I just seen her and the older son. They just went to Greece or some shit like that. They've been posting pictures. So she got with the picture. She posted a picture of the two kids and was like her two sons and shit. That's where everybody kind of got that from. Because when she posted the picture, she didn't say Zaya. She said my sons Zaire and Zion. She ain't say nothing about the Zaya shit. So that's what it was. Like I feel like she probably fuck with them, but she just don't acknowledge that shit. And then the younger son probably don't fuck with her like that because she don't acknowledge that shit.
She's a mom who probably was raised how we was raised. And she's like, and I'm not a public individual.
Yeah. I want my son.
I want my son, nigga. And that's just what it is. When you're around me, nigga, this is how you giving it up.